Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Starnova with me, Phantom Zwei. When we last left off, Mika once again had a crisis of confidence against the other girls, particularly Aki. But, she's not feeling too great about herself. Nonetheless, the girls of Starnova are sort of going off on their own to do more independent jobs, given that they've gotten popular. They're still going to be meeting up a lot and doing their weekly live shows and all that, but they're going to be seeing less of each other. So I get the feeling we're going to be focusing more on Mika herself and, of course, the producer. But yeah, let's see what happens. The next day, I took Mika to her Gothic Lolita fashion shoot. Come to think of it, this was the first time I'd done a shoot like this. Well, since I was just here as Mika's producer, my knowledge of Gothic Lolita wasn't that important. All that mattered was giving Mika new opportunities to further her career. With that said though, she certainly didn't seem very enthusiastic about the shoot. Is something wrong? You don't look that energetic today. Mika took a deep breath and shook off her gloom. Black Knight! Alas, we have come far and accomplished much, but this one fears for what may come. Are you sure we have not advanced too far? If we unwittingly wander into a dangerous area while our levels are still too low, it would spell our untimely end. But perhaps this was too much. Indeed, the situation has all but completely changed in but a week. Mika. Black Knight? The situation may have changed, but that's a good thing, isn't it? After all, now you can be a big-time idol. Now that Starnova's come this far, think of all the things that you'll be able to accomplish. But this one was perfectly satisfied with where things were before. Honestly, I still haven't grasped yet why you made me the center. I looked around to check that nobody else was around. The coast was clear. Alright, time to transform for a bit. My minion! I have seen it in my visions. You, leading the Black Legion to battle, the ebon vanguard of our forces. For it is only you that truly understands the nature of the Black Song. You need not question your new role, for it is I, Black Knight, who has made it so. My word is my medal, and so I shall not back down from my decision now. There are jobs that only you can pull off. Look around you, Mika. See all the clothes that you have to model in today? Gothic Lolita modeling is a task just for you. It's not like any of the other girls could pull it off. And the same is true in reverse as well. There are just some things that the other girls can do that you can't. But that doesn't make you worth anything less. In the end, your friends are there to help you out. Friends? This one has been a loner her whole life. I don't know if popular idols would be interested in befriending one such as I. Oi, Mika. You're a popular idol yourself, you know. For a minute, I totally forgot. This girl. I had no clue whether I wanted to facepalm or hug her. In truth, I still don't know if the others will ever accept me as the center. Like I've said before, the others are but shining balls of light in my eyes. One such as I could never hope to keep up with them. In fact, this one fears that they must be laughing at me. After all, even if I might have managed to pass myself off as an idol for now, being the center is an entirely different matter. But saying these things to Producer-san, I'm sorry, I'll do my best. I didn't mean to cause you more trouble. Mika's lips trembled with worry, despite her swallowing her concerns. Well, it looks like there was only one card left for me to play. I put my hand on Mika's head and gave her hair a good rub. Here, have a pafu pafu. Adult society is filled with worries like that, Mika. That's why we have idols, so people can escape from their troubles. Now, it's about time for the photo shoot to begin. Let's go introduce ourselves to our clients. Okay. Mika returned to normal after our talk, and we performed the photo shoot without any further complications. The shoot ended up taking half the day, with Mika going in and out of the change room and getting fitted into over a dozen dresses. Despite the amount of work involved in changing into so many dresses, Mika looked to be thoroughly enjoying the experience. No doubt the photographing herself in so many Gothic Lolita dresses had been her longtime dream. Finally, the shoot came to an end. Mika walked off the set all smiles, her prior worries looking totally forgotten. I had my hopes for the shoot, but to think I would get so lucky. That Rosario dress will be in the Princess Estella Spring 2018 catalog. To think I would be able to wear it months before everyone else. Not to mention the huge accessory inventory that was on offer today. As expected, half of Gothic Lolita is in accessories, not to mention the professional makeup and hair design. Truly, I must have died and gone to heaven and arrived here. To have arrived here. Looks like you ended up enjoying the job after all. Leave it to Gothic Lolita to lift this one from the banality of the 3D world. As expected of Black Knight, he truly must understand this one to have connected her to this job. Ara, it looks like Hashimoto-san really enjoyed the work today. I stood and bowed to our client, Watanabe-san. Or Watabe, I think it was. Thank you for your work, Watabe-san. Thank you for your work as well. It certainly is rare to have girls in this line of work who are actually a fan of the products they endorse. Why don't you pay Princess Estella a visit sometime? Our boutique in Harajuku would love to serve your needs. I'll be sure to tell the staff that you're a VIP. Oh, then I look forward to it. Our Mika-chan really is a mania about these things. To not only be able to afford Princess Estella now, but to get VIP treatment too. This truly must be a dream. Producer-san, I fear I may wake back up in my bleak reality any moment now. What a character. I'm sorry, Watabe-san. This is just the way she is. Once again, thank you very much. Please do not hesitate to contact us again if you need our services once more. Thank you very much. Indeed, Producer-san. Thank you very much. With that, we wrapped up the shoot and left the photo studio. The sun was already setting when we left the studio. Mika hummed to herself happily as we walked to the live house for Starnova's weekly performance. Looks like you've returned to normal. I suppose so. Lately, my emotional state has been full of troubles. Well, it's only to be expected. After all, it's only been a few days since our breakout hit. In reality, sudden fame and wealth makes people change in all sorts of different ways, and not always for the better either. A long time ago, I wanted to make it big as an entertainer as well. I watched a lot of other idol groups become famous, but never ended up attaining that kind of popularity myself. It wasn't until I became a producer at Golden Calf many years later that I firsthand saw just what that kind of power does to people. It really makes you lose your mind. One moment you're filled with the euphoria that you finally made it big. In another moment, you're filled with dread that everything you gained could be taken away in an instant. I've seen some people go crazy thanks to making it big. It's kind of ironic how the very thing they desired for so long ends up destroying their lives. I'm not saying you're gonna turn out like that, Mika. I can understand what you mean, at least. Indeed, this one has been experiencing the same lately. Anyways, that's why you need loyal friends who will stick with you during times like this. Not many people can understand what you're going through because they don't have first-hand experience themselves. But the other girls on your unit are no doubt experiencing the same emotions as you right now. Please count on them when the going gets tough. And of course, I'm always here for you as well. I see, Black Knight. Then I shall heed your advice. Shortly thereafter, we arrived at the live house. I dropped Mika off at the change room and went to the VIP pit. As soon as Mika entered the room, the popping of firecrackers surrounded her. Eh? In the next moment, Mika was covered with streamers and confetti. Congratulations on becoming the center! Oh? Mika stared on, her jaws agape, as the other girls applauded her arrival. The last thing she remembered was storming out on them after a fight. She never expected them to do all this for her sake. What is this? Why is there a party? We realized we never did celebrate Mika-chan officially becoming our center. Not to mention our latest single was a huge hit. Honestly, big successes like that don't come very often in this business. We gotta appreciate the good things when they happen. Yahoo! Don't worry about a thing, Mika-yan. It's not like any of us want to be taking your spot. It's just the pressure's getting to everyone's nerves. But from now on, let's all work together for Starnova's sake. Well, things like this aren't bad now and then. But there's one more surprise left for Mika-chan. Surprise? The wall of girls in front of Mika parted, revealing a certain loli. Well, I guess this Kashiwagi Aki can become one of your people every now and then if the mood requires it. Not that I'm saying I'm ever going to give up on trying to be the center, but I guess we can be friends a bit, if necessary. Oi, what are you doing? I'm the only one allowed to be a tsundere here. Aki-chan always cared about Mika-chan in her own way. Everyone. Tears welled up in Mika's eyes. However, for once, they weren't tears of frustration. Thank you. Even though I'm just a human failure, Chunibyo, let's work together to make Starnova the greatest idol unit on the planet. Alright. Crying again so easily. You're only allowed to shed tears for the sake of your audience. Aside from that, an idol's gotta be tough as a bull moose. Bad mental image again. Aki grabbed a tissue and handed it to Mika. I guess we can still work together. After all, it's you that made us popular, whether by luck or skill. But you know, liking anime and idols as a consumer is totally different from actually working in the industry. There's gonna come a time when being passionate isn't enough. When that time comes, I'll be here for you. Alright? Yeah. So in the end, I guess our shit loli had a heart after all. Now, Aki-chan was just trying to help Mika-chan all this time. She wasn't just criticizing her for no reason, she was trying to help Mika-chan grow into a professional. Mika-chan, when we say negative things to each other, it doesn't mean we're jealous or think we're better. We're all friends here, but we're also pro-idols. We have to help each other improve in a frank way, but that doesn't mean that we don't accept each other's abilities. Then I'll be sure to rely on the rest of you. No, more than that. As your center, I'll do my best not to let you down. After all, we've worked so hard to make Starnova into what it is today. Our success wasn't just luck. Remember all those practices? Remember how hard we worked? I can't let all that come to waste. Even though I'm not the most reliable center, I'll give it my very all. I won't run away from now. Yeah. Well, it's time for our live now. By the way, now that we're all friends, you know what this means. It's gonna be a gothy, lowly service hour. Come on, Chuni-chan. You're gonna blow everyone's pants off with your outfit. But we haven't gotten Producer-san's permission to change the stage uniform. No time for that now. I doubt anyone will mind. After all, the people who come to our weekly lives are our most faithful fans. No doubt seeing us in our regular uniforms so many times, everyone will be looking forward to something new. Okay, then I'll do my best as well. With that, the girls left the change room and ran to the stage together. Despite their newfound celebrity... The bonds of friendship they... The bonds of friendship they formed on their path to becoming star idols would not be broken so easily. After all, this was finally the moment everyone had been waiting for. Their great emergence into the idol scene. There was no way they would ruin their one shot at stardom through petty infighting, no matter who was selected as the center. After the conclusion of their set list, the girls addressed the massive loyal fans gathered before them. Did everyone enjoy the show? Did you guys hear? Our first Soma label singles release was a huge success! Thanks to your power, we debuted at the top of the Holocron charts. Can you imagine that? Us idol failures accomplishing something crazy like that? The audience broke into laughter at Mariah's joke. But this is real life. This is... Mariah choked up with emotion. Even though none of us can believe it ourselves, this is our big moment. And it's all thanks to our new center, Hashimoto Mika. Everyone. Mika stepped into the spotlight. Suddenly, she saw the faces of hundreds of men and women who had gathered before her. So many people. What do I say? Get it together, Chuni-chan. You're the center now. The guys laughed as Aki delivered a jab. Aki-chan's right. I'm really the center now. I can't let everyone down. After all, this is our live house, the very place we debuted at, where we've performed every weekend ever since. This place is very important to all of us, because it's become a home for all of us. To tell the truth, before I became an idol, I was just a shut-in. I didn't have friends, and my own parents might have decided to disown me. I just kept running away from my troubles. I felt like I wouldn't ever belong anywhere. I couldn't accomplish anything. In fact, it felt like I screwed up everything I tried to do. In the end, I was just alone. But it's here that I found all of you. Fellow believers. I love anime. I love idols, and I love all the friends I met thanks to going into the outside world. Even though I'm not very talented, please continue to love Starnova from now. As the center, I truly beg of you. As soon as Mika's speech ended, the room erupted into applause. I watched Mika's newfound popularity from backstage with pride. Looks like she managed to pull through. While I was confident that Mika would be able to handle Starnova's unexpected fame, it heartened me to see her before her fans. After all, she had worked the most out of all the girls to improve herself. From now on, this would be Mika's story, the tale of her miraculous transformation from a no-name shut-in into a star idol.
Mika-chan!
You'll always be one of us!
Oh!
Mika!
Mika!
Alright, I had to do my best too. Today we celebrated our unexpected popularity, but tomorrow we would once again return to work. Mika, your metamorphosis had come at last. Go, Mika! Alright. A few days later, I arrived at the recording studio with Mika for her first anime voice recording session. Oh man, she's gonna geek out. Big stars glowed in Mika's eyes as we introduced ourselves to the audio staff and other voice talents.
Shining Production の橋本美香と申します。魔法少女ミラクルマレー制作会に呼んでいただき、誠にありがとうございます。
Mika bowed in front of the other talents. Once again, the Sunrider references. Magical girl, Murray. So these are seedy. Kuh. To think that I could become one of the chosen few to actually work alongside these shining stars.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします、橋本さん。新しい PV 見ましたよ。ものすごく可愛かった。私は花村ゆきと言います。マレーちゃんの役を担当させていただいております。光栄です。ね、キャットパラダイス2の時からずっとファンです。こちらこそアイドルの方と一緒に仕事ができて光栄です。
はじめまして、空役の鈴宮玲子です。
Sola, heck yeah.
よろしくお願いします、鈴宮さん。頑張ります。
最近アイドルの方がよく声優の仕事をするようになりましたね。こちらの業界にも興味がおありですか？
ずっとアニメとかのファンだったんですけど、今はちゃんとしたアイドルになれるよう頑張っています。まだまだ成り立てなので、今は精一杯目の前の道を進みます。それがいいと思いますよ。橋本さんはもう立派なアイドルですけどね。もし本当に声優に転職してもすごく人気が出ると思いますよ。だって顔だけじゃなくて声もすごく可愛いもの。私応援しますから。スターノバ頑張ってくださいね。
ゆきちゃんは昔からアイドルのファンだったからね。
もう鈴宮さんたら。花村さんが私なんかのファンだなんて。なんか恥ずかしいです。
With that, Mika scurried over to a sofa and buried her rapidly reddening face behind the script. Hehehe. I spoke with the production director in the control room. I'm Nishiyama from Shining Productions. Thank you for having me here today. I didn't realize he had a name. I look forward to working with you, Producer Son. Of course. About that other inquiry of yours. I checked with my counterpart at Voltanis Pictures, and it seems like they are looking for a young female talent for their upcoming project. Ideally, they're looking for a fresh newcomer who still has a pre-existing fan base of men in their 20s. I see. Indeed, this had been the real reason I had signed Mika up for this small anime role. While Mika only had a single line in this production, I had heard that one of the sponsors on the production committee was also planning to produce several live-action adaptations of popular manga properties. Nowadays, casting popular celebrities to star in television live-action versus pre-existing IPs was becoming increasingly popular. Naturally, many idol units sought to have its members included in the cast of such projects. Starnova was no exception. Mika-chan's been a longtime fan of Kurosawa-sensei's works. I'm sure she'll turn out great if she were to be featured in the show. Well, I suppose so. Here, let me check if I have my coworker's card. Here it is. He reached into his coat pocket and gave me a business card. Thank you very much. Now then, let's get this show on the road. Of course. With that, the voice talents filed into the recording room. The audio engineer sealed the gate shut and returned to the soundboard. The recording for Magical Girl Miracle Mare, Episode 4, will now commence. For this session, we will have a guest from the idol group Starnova, Hashimoto Mika-san, who will be providing the voice of Helpless Girl A. Thank you for your participation. Even though I couldn't hear it from the control room, the other talents politely applauded as Mika bowed. Now, please turn to page 13 of the script. Suzumiya-san's line 8 has been changed to, "So, this is the almighty power of the durian, the king of fruits." The engineer continued to inform the talents of the script changes while they jotted down notes in their scripts. Meanwhile, Mika appeared enraptured by the whole experience. Oh, so this is an anime dubbing session. Rough storyboards of the episode appeared on the monitor as the talents delivered their lines. Mika's part was coming up pretty soon. I leaned forward and watched the performance carefully, quite fascinated myself with the production process myself. Even though you would never have known it from watching anime, it must have taken so much practice and coordination to actually record all these lines. Just like becoming an idol, becoming a successful seiryu must not be a walk in the park either. A storyboard of what looked like Magical Girl Mare and a fox girl, Mare's animal familiar, hovering before a skyscraper-sized tentacle monster, appeared on the television screens.
Daから10代過ぎたらちゃんとバランスの取れた食事と適度な運動をしないとメタボになる。
そういう意味じゃないの。お兄ちゃんがビルよりも大きくなってるよ。それに触手っぽいものが背中から生えてるよ。これは絶対にアンチパシーの仕業よ。お兄ちゃんは奴らの魔法にかかってしまったの。
俺はこの町全体を壊してやる。もう生きる意味なんてないんだから。
Oh, Kaito. The storyboard roughly depicted Mirai and Sola dodging out of the way of a massive tentacle which toppled an apartment building.
ダメよお兄ちゃん。就活に失敗した上に彼女に振られたからって人の家を壊す理由にならないよ。
アマのことなんか知るか。女なんてみんなクソ野郎だ。あんなことやってあげるんじゃなかった。
Kaito, you've changed. The storyboard cut to a close-up of Mirai's devastated face.
全然聞いてないよ、そら。どうしよう、お兄ちゃんがキモータになった。
The massively inflated monstrosity's maw glowed and shot out a massive beam which split the city in half. Mirai and Sola narrowly dodged the beam. The camera cut in for a close-up of the fox girl, Sola. Her face deformed into a comical, smug, deadpan expression. Sola's breaking of the fourth wall must be one of the series' running gags or something.
こうなってしまったのも当然の結果でしょうね。不景気が続く中、男性の収入は親世代に比べて減った上に、少子化や所得の問題があるから安定した家族を作れる可能性がないに等しい。実に厳しい世の中になってしまった。
でもそれでも何があってもミラクルマレーはみんなを助ける。安心してお兄ちゃん、あなたの妹がすぐそっちに行くから。ソラ、ミラクルキャノンを準備して。準備できるまでお兄ちゃんの注意をそらすから。
分かった。
But it wasn't exactly possible to decipher what was going on from the storyboards at this stage. But most likely a thrilling sequence where Mireille weaved through layers and layers of tentacles and buildings, or as buildings exploded all around her, ensued.
うわお前。
目を覚ましてお兄ちゃん、私よ、あなたの妹よ。
女はみんなクソ野郎だ。
ダメ、お兄ちゃん、ダメ。これはお兄ちゃんじゃない。
いや
Mireille crashed into a crumbling building after being struck with a tentacle.
ざまめろ。この町は俺のもんだ。
The tentacle monster demolished more buildings and grabbed an innocent-looking young girl. Oh, my part's coming up! The camera zoomed in on her face as the monster wrapped its tentacles around her.
助けて。
Just then, laser bolts shot out from the remains of the building Mireille crashed into, cutting the girl free. Mireille shot out from the cloud of dust and safely carried the girl back to safety.
お兄ちゃん、女の子にそんなことをするなんて、もう本当にがっかり。だから覚悟して。失望した妹は怖いわよ。
Oh, you're screwed, Kaito. The storyboards depicted more dramatic action, as Mireille circled around the gigantic monstrosity that her older brother had become, and let loose salvo after salvo of laser beams from her staff. It looked like the sequence was going to be 3D animated. It made sense. I doubted it was possible to hand draw a scene like this.
面接20回落ちたくらいなんだ。もう一回やればいいじゃない。5シューター。アーミに振られたくらいでどうした。寄せて取り戻せばいいじゃない。
Abby, as in Ava.
人生はもうエロゲしか残ってないなんて。私という妹がいるじゃない。
That hurts my throat just hearing that.
マレー、助けて。俺アンチパシーに乗られた。
お兄ちゃん、やっぱりお兄ちゃんはまだお兄ちゃんなのね。今解放してあげるから。
ミラクルキャノンチャージ。
オッケー。ミラクルキャノン。
Oh dear. The talents filed out of the recording room after finishing recording the episode. That was an amusing parody.
おお。
If you played Sunrider, you'll definitely appreciate that more. Oh, as expected, experiencing the production process is different from watching the final product on television. To think so much devotion and love goes into breathing life into the characters. I never realized how much work goes into making anime.
ふむ。
I'm truly moved. Anime seedy are truly amazing. Ma, we're just here to lend the characters our voices. It's the animators and rest of the production staff who do most of the work. Honestly, we're all indebted to the hardworking people in this industry. Truly, everyone must give their craft everything so that we can all enjoy anime. I'll do my best as well. Even though I'm an idol, I want to give my all to create the me try that again. I want to give it my all to create entertainment everyone can enjoy. Of course, Hashimoto-san. I look forward to cheering for you at your lives from now on.
これは
To think Hanamura Yuki-san would say that. I'll do my best not to let you down. We left the recording studio, Mika happily humming it by my side. Looks like you're really coming to terms with your role. Eh? What do you mean? You haven't called me Black Knight or began one of your skits for the past few days now. Could it be you finally graduated from that? Somehow, it appears I have. Well, I've been too busy of late to really play around much, and I want to take being the center more seriously from now. After everything I said to Hanamura-san just now, I can't let everyone who's supporting me down. Even though they're all pretty and talented, they supported me up to this point, a human failure like myself. So that's why I decided I'm not going to run away or hide anymore. I'm finally going to take being an idol seriously. That's the spirit. Almost instinctively, I gave Mika a good pat on the head. Oh, by the way, I've been following a lead on a potential job for you. I don't know if it's happening yet myself, but I heard Volantis Pictures is looking to hire new talents for a upcoming live adaptation of a popular manga series. I'll let you know when the details, I'll let you know the details once we get closer to a deal.
ふむふむ
Live-action adaptations have become popular lately, haven't they? Yeah, they're a pretty good way to promote both idols and the original IPs, so talent agencies and publishing houses have been coordinating more closely to create both feature-length films and television series. This could be a pretty big job, though, so you should prepare yourself. It's most likely going to be a much bigger role than a single-line appearance this time. Understood. I won't let you down. Yeah, I'll do my best to get you this job, too. After all, I can't let you do all the work. For now, you have your other jobs and team practices to fulfill. Okay. Once we arrived at the office, it was already past the end of the day. Mika grabbed her things and left for the day, while I went upstairs and worked on the potential deal with Volantis Pictures further. Mika had worked so hard the past few days to truly become Starnova's center. Alright, I wasn't going to let her down either. Alright, and that's a good place to end today's episode. That was quite amusing. I like the the parody they had. Magical Girl Murray, indeed. Alright, so, as always, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.